Welcome to my channel. Thanks for watching my previous video on AMT calculation. Today let's discuss about assessment of AOP and BOI. Let's have a short intro on AOP, BOI and a slight difference between the two terms. Association of person is not defined anywhere in Income Tax Act, but person is an inclusive term and is defined under section 2 subsection 31, and it may include individuals, HUF, partnership firm, companies, and other association. Whereas body of individual is only individuals. That is individual form group of individuals forming together a business is called body of individual. Association of person is quite a wider term. And Section 40BA of Income Tax Act says while calculating the total income of AOP, salary, bonus, commission, and interest paid to partners will not be allowed as deduction. Let's look into features of an AOP. Group of members joining together for a common purpose. Number of members is not restricted and their profit sharing percentage is indeterminate. This clause is misused by a number of persons by not showing their profit percentage in their AOP agreement. And there comes the case law called Lodge Hamilton versus Income Tax Officer, where government felt that the people with highest slab income, what did is they started a number of association by diverting their personal income to association of persons. So government want to put an end to it, and so section 167B was introduced. It clearly mentioned two circumstances: that individual share of any partner is not known and their share percentages known. For example, let's take a situation, that is first a situation where individual share of any partner is not known, and three assessees, that is A, B, and HY Limited, together they form an AOP and their share percentage is not mentioned anywhere in the agreement. So as per section 167B, government says that if your agreement doesn't have any profit clause in it, pay tax at the maximum marginal rate. What is the maximum marginal rate? 35.88 percentage. That is 30 percentage is the highest slab rate plus 15 percentage surcharge plus cess at 4 percentage. So here I have made a comparison between two, that is taxability in the hands of AOP and taxability in the hands of members, because these two are two separate assessees. Taxability is different. Members may have income from AOP and also from other sources like income from salary, income from house property, P and profit and gains from business or profession, etc. So their taxability is different. First, let's look into the taxability in the hands of association of person. Once again, when share is not known, AOP must pay tax at the rate of MMR, maximum marginal rate. In case if any member is required to pay tax at a rate higher than MMR. So in what situation does this arise? If any member is a foreign company. Foreign company is taxable at 40% in India. So if that is the case, AOP have to pay tax at that higher rate. So in both these cases, whether it is paying at MMR or at rate higher than MMR, in both these cases, this income is totally exempt in the hands of members, because it may lead to double taxation, taxing the same income twice. Okay, so situation 1 is clear. Now let's move on to the second circumstance where share of members are known. Now the members are different, that is XY Limited, A, B, and they are sure about their profit share percentage, that is 40%, 20%, and again 40 percentage. In this case, what is the taxability? Let's look into the next slide. In that, two situation arises. If total income of any AOP exceeds the basic exemption limit, excluding the share from AOP. So what is given in this? If a member of AOP has total taxable income higher than basic exemption limit, what is the logic here? If it is even without the share from AOP, if he is having a such income, it means he has diverted a part of his income to AOP. So even in that case, AOP will be taxed at the rate of MMR, that is maximum marginal rate. And the second thing is, if any member is required to pay tax at a rate higher than MMR, that is same. If a member is a foreign company, he has to pay tax at a rate higher than MMR, then the AOP will be taxed at such rate. But there is a slight difference here. Proportion of income of such member in AOP is taxable at such rate. That is, if suppose AOP has a total income of 1 lakh and proportion of that foreign company is 40 percentage. Imagine 40 percentage. Then it is 40,000. That 40,000 alone will be taxed at such higher rate and balance of income will be taxed at MMR. Okay. In both these cases, income from AOP is completely exempted in the hands of members. Fine. Then the second situation. If no member has total income which exceeds the basic exemption limit. If that is the case, AOP will be taxed at the individual rates. Individual, that is rates applicable to an individual in particular financial year. And in this case, members will get some rebate under section 86. I have given the pattern of how the rebate must be calculated. Suppose you take a person called A and he has a share of profit from AOP. We'll keep it as XX. And other income. Other income may be other from other heads like salary or rent from house property, something else. So we'll add both, and what we get is total income. We'll keep it as Z. On this total income, let's calculate tax payable as per the applicable rates relating to a financial year. So what we arrive is tax payable. Let's keep it as MMM. So now we will find that average rate of tax. How we will find tax payable, that is MMM, divided by total income. Say for example that is 2%. This is just an example, 2%. This 2% must be applied on share of profit from AOP, that is XXX. So you will get an amount. Let us keep it as NNN, and that is the rebate which is allowed by Income Tax Act. So from the total tax payable, this amount, that is NNN, has to be deducted, and the balance whatever you get has to be paid as tax to the government. Thanks. Thank you guys. I hope I have done justice to my topic. Thank you for watching.